Hello. Three very powerful words. We the people. When we heard we the people, it didn't include me. I was a white woman. When our founding fathers said we the people, they meant white males of privilege. So it's interesting, as we fast forward to 2017, that we the people still does not include everyone. If you think about higher education, we have so many different students who attend classes, who participate in organizations, and who need help. One of those emerging populations today are gender and sexual minorities. I will also refer to them as GSM. What's interesting about GSM students is, why are they emerging now? Why is it today? 18 months ago, President Obama, he sent a letter, a Dear Colleague letter, and from that, a huge topic about restroom facilities for transgender individuals became the hot topic within our great nation. President Obama said, whatever gender someone identifies with, regardless if it is their assigned gender at birth, that is the restroom facility they can use. So I ask you, when you say we the people, or you talk about our campus community, are you talking about GSM students? Is that your college? Is that your university? What about you? It's interesting because former Vice President Joe Biden stated that transgender individuals are experiencing the civil rights movement right now. So as higher education, we need to come together and have the purposeful conversations to not only talk about GSM students, but also everything that affects their life holistically. And the first are conversations. This is one of my favorite slides today. It's a great gender-bred person, isn't it? Language is so important, and everyone uses terms differently. When you think about gender, it's a binary topic, really. Think about someone who has a newborn. It's a boy. It's a girl. Oh, here's some blue clothes for your boy. Here's a baby doll for your girl. With GSM students, actually any student, this explains how gender should not be a box to check as male and female. I can be a female who exhibits masculine traits. For instance, I love CrossFit. 10 years ago, if I talked about lifting barbells and doing handstand push-ups, I would not have been welcomed in most circles of conversations. Today, now, our society has made CrossFit and other athletic competitions one of the gender social norms. So when you take a look at the gender-bred person, it all connects. It all connects to their identity. They can express themselves differently. They can have different attractions, and that could be romantically and sexually. And this affects all of our students. So the first and the most important thing as higher education educators is to make sure that we have purposeful conversations, and if we don't understand, to ask questions. When you think about the college process, How do you set the tone? How does your institution welcome others? So a lot of people may say, it's the fun events, it's the pride you have. But I would say, let's start with the college application. Please fill out your birth name, first name, last name. Please check your gender, male, female. Right there, we set the tone for our GSM students. It was interesting because a group of higher education institutions challenged the College Board application board and said to them, we would like to have a box, another box, that says male, female, transgender. The College Board application board came back and refused. They said, we do not need to place any undue stress on incoming students during their college search process. The institution said, undue stress? They said, yes. 1, what happens if this student is filling out an application and their parents, family, friends see the box they check? And 2, what if these students are stressed because they wonder if they check that box, if they will get admitted into your university? So, a handful of colleges and universities decided, we will fix this problem ourselves. We will add supplemental questions that ask a student their gender and sexual identity. So some of these schools are Duke University, the University of Iowa, MIT, the University of Maryland, and Purdue University, to name a few. And they decided they would set their own tone by starting with the process. When you think about the application process and how then a student actually arrives on our campus, it makes you wonder, what do they need to succeed? So with gender and sexual minority students, what do they need to succeed? How do they know that they can transition well? First, it's going to be a college's mission. The mission, the vision, and the values. It's important to go back and evaluate them to make sure you are doing what you say and saying what you do. Because students will look to that as guiding principles to understand if this is a good cultural fit for them. Second, we know many studies of research state that students need to have people. They need to have connections at the college or the university that they attend, even in this digital era that we are in. With that, they need to see faculty, staff, and students who are like them. Do you have them? And if you do you promote that? That also includes organizations of support. Because students, when they're transitioning in, this is a new culture for them, regardless of where they come from, whom their parents are, or how popular or engaged they were in high school. And last, when you think about the retention and the persistence of students, and you look at the mission, and you look at the different transitional services you have, the last is your policies. Policies aren't a very sexy thing to look at when you're thinking about how to support students, but you need them. You need to look at your policies to protect all of your students. So I challenge you as higher education professionals, do your policies also protect GSM students? And if they don't, can they? Can you change them? And if they do your GSM students know about that? One organization, a national organization, Campus Pride, they support GSM students, and not only by their support services of organizations. They push institutions to make sure that they are helping them not only retain from year to year, but to persist to graduation. They, Campus Pride, are holding institutions accountable. So, the two best parts of a student's college career is graduation and finding their first career job. Because who doesn't love their first career paycheck? With graduation, they are going to walk across the stage and they are going to receive their diploma. And what name will be stated? If they have had 4 years at your university and they have been known as Jack or Jacqueline, are they going to be able to be known that way, or will it be the official name on your student record? And if it is, and if that's a policy to protect all students, then it's just about educating them. Because it won't only affect them, it will affect their parents, other family members, friends, and many other internal and external constituents. What concerns me more is when they go for their career search. I read that it is so important for GSM students to have a career mentor. And that career mentor is someone who either is GSM themselves, has worked with GSM students, or has also worked with GSM employees. The important part of this is helping them understand every step of the process, from the application to the interview to asking about benefits in their first 6 months of their job. Because college is such a safe environment for most students to be able to learn and grow and realize who they are, these career mentors may be the ones helping them deal with oppression or discrimination. And our college graduates are our alumni. And they are going to come back and serve our college, not just by the donations they give, but by the service and the care they have for others who will be coming after them. So let's talk about 2017 and current events. First, Title IX. Title IX is a huge higher education topic today. But what Title IX has told us is that it protects all transgender students. It protects all sexual identity students. It protects all students. And so by knowing that, it's important for students to understand what type of institution they're at, whether it's public or private. At a private institution, if they are not federally funded in certain areas, they can file for exemptions or waivers for federal rulings. And if so, it's about educating your campus, your faculty, your staff, and your students to help them understand, why is our institution doing this or not doing this? Because if that explanation is not there, there could be some assumptions that are made and unfortunate actions. Second, from the Obama administration to the Trump administration, I think we can all validate that there have been many changes, fast and furious. And one of them goes back to the transgender bathroom facilities. So no longer can transgender individuals utilize restroom facilities that they identify by. It has to be their identity by their assigned birth. And in fact, because of all the new appointments in the Departments of Education and the Department of Justice, the Supreme Court has suspended hearing any transgender rights cases. The last current event I want to talk about is because I live in Texas. In February of 2017, Mac Beggs, a 17-year-old transgender wrestler, was undefeated, and he was state champion in girls wrestling. It was interesting, his last match. He won, and his competitor, she gave him a hug, and she walked off. When they went to raise his hand in victory, Matt quickly brought it down and walked off the mat to his coach because he was greeted with hurtful comments, boos, and very few cheers. Because he's going through a transition process at 17 years old. He's taking hormones, and high school athletics in the state of Texas has said if you want to compete in athletics, you need to do so by your assigned gender at birth. Mac and his parents talk about the challenges they've had and about the hurtful comments throughout this whole season. So no matter how much they appealed to the high school athletics board, they did not win. This is the world we live in. We live in a world of challenge, we live in a world of obstacles, and we live in a world of hurt. So what do we need to do as student affairs educators? First, we need to self-reflect. I'm here to educate you. I am not here to change your values or your beliefs. I'm here to help you serve students. And by doing that, I want you to ask hard questions of yourself. You don't have to agree or disagree, and you don't have to believe in certain things, but we want our students to be educated. So the first step is self-reflection and understanding our own potential biases. Second, we need to recognize that we work in a heteronormative culture, and we know it, and what we do is we just always adapt because things are always going to change. So knowing that and educating our students about it is very important. And third, we really need to evaluate our resources. We all have counseling services, and we need them. But are your counselors equipped to work with GSM students? Can they? Do they want to? Second, let's talk about housing and residential programs. Do they have gender-neutral housing? And if so, is it off in a corner? Is it where then students are self-identifying that? And third, let's talk about organizations. Is there that one organization where they can feel that connection and be who they want to be? Because what I want for all students at my college or university is that when we say we the people, we mean everyone. Thank you.